Hey, man, what's going on, man? It's your boy. I'm back, man. The umpire of safety, Aaron Mars, right? Introducing another edition of the Umpire Safety Academy of Safe Work Execution, baby. Let's go, man. Let's go. Upholding the integrity of safety in the workplace, upholding integrity in life. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. I'm fired up. I'm pumped, man. And listen, I shouldn't be right now. I shouldn't be this fired up right now, but I had to come to you and I had to talk to you about this, right? Because I just got done coaching the game, right? Little league football team, all right? And man, the kids, they played their hearts out, man. Went to a triple overtime in a playoff game that would have sent us to the Super Bowl, right? But we ended up coming up short, man. Like literally, we came up short in the third overtime of this game, man. And I watched these kids, man, like battle and fight back and battle and fight back, right? And it so inspired me to see this happen today, like because we had been talking about it and preaching and teaching about all of this all year long. And so today, man, I want to talk to you about how critical culture is in your organization, man. Like you can't have a good, safe work environment, right? You can't have an environment that adapts to the changes and to the hazards in the work environment. You can't have people that step up and actually address supervision and report things on time, right? If you don't have culture, if you haven't built the culture up in your organization, man, and let me tell you something. There's two things that I want you to grasp today. Two principles that I want you to grasp that you have to have with this culture, because like I said, I watched these kids, man, they went down and they executed, then they got executed on. And then they came back and they made another play and they kept battling back. And so in that situation, I said I have to grasp this energy and I have to give this energy to you, because you have to understand, man, that without the culture being at its peak level, right, with these two principles that I'm going to give you today, you will not be successful as an organization. You will always have those situations, those little situations that will come up, right? That will come up in your organization where you'll find out that, hey, you know what? Somebody didn't report something. Somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. Somebody got injured. There was property that was damaged or something like that. And because of that, it absolutely affects everybody that's in the organization, man. So let me start with principle number one, man. Principle number one. I remember during the course of the game today, right? I remember looking the kids in the eyes, directly in the eyes. And when I looked into their eyes, right, I understood what it is they were doing when they looked at me as their coach, right? For the ones I've been coaching all season, right? It was about the belief. It was about the belief. It was about believing in something that's not yet. It was about believing in what it is that they were trying to play for, that they were trying to execute for, what they were trying to accomplish. It was about the belief. And I want to tell you about principle number one. You got to believe. You got to believe, like if your people are not coming in your organization with the understanding and the expectation that they must believe. They must believe in your organizational mission. They must believe in what it is you stand for as an organization. They must believe in the brand and the status of your brand and what your brand represents in the marketplace. Like, they must believe in that. And you got to put together the curriculum and the program so that they can believe in it. An orientation that just goes through some simple training tools and stuff like that so they can do their job is not enough. How do you get people to buy in and believe in that? Man, I remember throughout the course of the season, day in and day out at practice, after practice, we're telling the kids, Man, this is something that's bigger than just football. Like, you have parents that are sacrificing their time, and they could be at work, maybe generating revenue for the household. They could be doing something else, right? But instead, they're out here every day watching you practice, day in and day out. They want you to get better because you said that you wanted to play this game. And let me tell you something, that belief, to understand that they believe, right, in what it is that they're doing, it changed them. It changed the way that they approached the game. It changed the way that they played the game. It changed the way that they fought in a moment where it looked like things were not. It was tight. It could have went either way. And see, many of you have to understand that when it comes to the belief in the organization, why do you have to facilitate such a belief in the organizations? Because there's people's lives connected to the ones that are saying that they're the employees, that the gold standard for your organization and your company. Like, they got people's lives connected to them. Like, they have to believe in what you're trying to do, right? But not only that, you have to definitely tap into those things that they believe that they're trying to do, and the reason why they're coming to work, and the reason why they're even signing up to work for your organization. They gotta believe. And when you look into those people's eyes, and when you have the right program, and when you have the right curriculum to help people to understand and believe what your organization wants to do, what your brand means in the marketplace, now you start to develop your culture, and culture is at a peak level. Remember, like I said, culture is critical, and you must have culture if you want to have organizational success. Like, if there's a line or level that you want to accomplish, or you want to go above as an organization when it comes to your performance, productivity, and your safety, and the quality of what you're putting out as a brand, you need to have the culture in your organization. And it has to be at the highest level, and it's critical that you keep it there. And for order to do that, people must believe. They must believe. Principle number 2. We always talked about how this team, and even though we did take a loss today, right? I remember moments where somebody would mess up, or somebody would maybe go the wrong way, or somebody would misstep, right? And I remember another kid saying, "No, we got this. We got you. We're gonna hold. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do something, right, to uphold the integrity of the team." And that accountability, the second principle. Like, there must be accountability within your culture, or your culture will not be able to stick together and mend together like it's supposed to. Like, we can't be a team, all right, and look each other in the eyes and believe in what it is that somebody's saying. I got your back. I'm gonna make a play. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do this and do that. And we don't have accountability. Like, my actions and what I do as a coach obviously are going to hold, as I hold myself accountable, my actions will hold someone else accountable as well too. Meaning, I don't have to look over my shoulder to the right or to the left to see if somebody's coming in the workplace. If there's something that presents itself that might cause me to do something unsafe, as a human, I have to make decisions, and I can make a mistake. But when we have accountability in the culture, instead of making that mistake, we will go to our management, we'll go to our supervision, we'll go back to the planning board and figure out if there's some way that we can adapt the workplace to make it much safer for me. Like, you want that type of autonomy in your workforce. You want that type of autonomy in the workplace, in your organization, right? When it comes to your productivity, like your brand quality and your safety And if you don't have that level of accountability, people might just do things the way they've always done them, right? They might not, they might look over their shoulder to the left or to the right to see if somebody's watching, to see if somebody's coming. They might take a shortcut. They might not finish the project or the job or the task the way that it's supposed to be finished, right? Or at the level that it should be finished, and they're gonna half step in everything that they do. But when you have accountability, when people hold themselves accountable, right, and those actions of them holding themselves accountable holds everybody else accountable, now you begin to have an organization that you can adapt. You can adapt to changes, you can adapt to people that might make mistakes, you can adapt to human error. Those are the things that we have to understand. As an organization, we have to push. Now, the question is, how do we get people to believe? How do we get people to be accountable? Man, Legacy Economics Group, Legacy Economics Group, Legacy Economics Group, baby. Listen, man. I have the curriculum to move the needle, right? In the way that your organization, the culture of your organization, as critical as it is, it needs to be at the highest level it needs to be. Like, we got programs and things in place that we can implement right in the middle of productivity, right? To help people understand and connect to what it is they need to connect to so that they can believe and they can hold themselves accountable. See, belief and accountability don't just happen because they show up and you tell them something, right? Like what your organization stands for, what your organization is trying to do in the marketplace, what your organization says that it's going to do when it comes to providing a workplace for its workers' safety, right, has to absolutely connect to that person's personal vision and their personal mission. Like, they have to understand how this brand with this job, this task, and the way that they approach the job every day is helping them to take that next step, right? To help them understand how, yes, they can send their kids to college without filling out a FAFSA. They can do the things that they want to do. They can start a youth ministry. They can go out and open up a business, right? They can become a better coach. They can go out and become a better teacher. They can do the things that they want to do in life, right? They can be a better husband. They can make a better relationship with their children. They can be a better wife. And all of these things that people want, they're showing up because they understand that, man, if I don't, like being productive is 50% of the battle. Like, they gotta feel like, humans have to feel like they're needed. They gotta feel like they're showing up and they're doing something substantial. And when your organization shows them that what they're doing is substantial, not only to the organization, but to their own personal dream, now you got belief. Now you got accountability. And it takes a specific program, it takes a specific curriculum to install that in your organization. Listen, man, they don't call me the umpire for nothing. They call me the umpire because I will uphold the integrity of the workplace. And I ain't just talking about people doing the right thing or the wrong thing. I'm talking about the responsibility between the organization and the human that they hire. Like, there's got to be a tie in between there, and when it comes to that, there needs to be a certain level of integrity, because the human is coming with the expectation that that this particular thing is going to allow them to unlock certain things in their life, and the organization has to be able to facilitate that to help them get to that dream. In the midst of that, everybody gets a win-win. The organization gets productivity out of the human that's showing up, that wants something, and the human in turn is getting some type of satisfaction, some type of productivity. They're taking some steps. They're actually moving in a direction that will help them get to where they need to get to in life. But you gotta be specific. It can't be haphazard, right? You gotta be consistent, you gotta be deliberate and intentional about it, and there's only one curriculum that can get you there. Legacy Economics Group. Legacy Economics Group, Legacy Economics Group. Let's go, man. When you need something, you gotta come and get it. Let me tell you something. You can't sleep on culture. Culture is so critical that you have to have it. Like, it has to be at its peak, and you gotta keep it there. The hardest thing is keeping culture at its peak. Let me tell you something, because day in and day out, life is gonna try to take away from you those very things. Just like we lost today in this game, right? It's trying to take away the zeal and the urgency that you have to do the things that you do for life. But when you have culture at its peak, you look at different situations and circumstances differently, and you see things as a positive. It makes you have even more of a sense of urgency when you believe and you have accountability in the culture. So again, Aaron Mars, lead consultant, Legacy Economics Group. Click the website, right? Click on the website, go to our page, look and see what we got, right? Give me a call, book an appointment with me. I'll do a Teams meeting, Zoom meeting, whatever, in person, so we can talk about how to get your organization to the next level. It's your boy again, Aaron Mars, lead consultant, Legacy Economics, over and out. Let's go.